Autumn. I really appreciate it, and I got a little bit of have a little bit of some freedoms for your for your Wednesday slash almost Thursday. All right, just a little bit more to come. All right, guys, I do apologize for the lag, and thank you guys so much for tuning in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And I do want to say hello to everyone. I really appreciate it. And hello to Old School Wolf Media. Good night to you. Very good night to you. And hello to Callie Unknown. Thank you so much for coming in, Kelly Unknown. And I have, I'm a little bit late, but I did say I'd get you guys out of here and to bed earlier than last night. So last night was a little bit rare. But yes, so I do have a few things for you. Yeah, we have I can tell you where you can get incentives for your mocktails, and it's almost nationwide. I'll be able to give you that information because it's a whole campaign that we have. And we're going to do a little bit of Twitch on a roll and say, of course, a huge thank you to our loyal patrons, subscribers, and of course viewers like yourself. And hello to Anarchy Television. Thank you guys so much for coming in at this hour, and I'll be right back. And yeah, give me, if you guys could give me a one, or give me a one if there's a lag. It seems like I was doing a little bit of a lag coming in. So we'll see, who would I be without the lag around here? But I'll be right back. I'll make it quick. This show is brought to you in part by our sponsors. Whether you're interested in health, culture, politics, scripture, automobiles, or music, please check out Derek C. Williams, Killer Whale Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Marcy T., Joseph Francis Burton, Paralysis by Analysis, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, AZ Infidel, Cold War Jesus, Anthony Scioli, and Let the Truth Be Told. We'll be right back right after this. All right, guys. I thank you guys so much for choosing Black Spring with Autumn on your Wednesday slash Thursday. Wednesday slash beginning of your Thursday. I really appreciate it. And as you can see, I have a little bit of a graphic for you, and it's titled "We're Hiring." All right. Thank you guys so much for coming in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so what I gave you that graphic on this one. This is actually, it's pretty authentic. We're hiring crew persons and shifts leaders, competitive pay, da 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 da. You know the drill. Maybe you've seen signs like that in your own neck of the woods or in your neighborhood. And then you may have even heard of people saying, well, they're down to drive through only because they don't have, enough people work the shifts. In fact, I had a friend tell me him and his mom or something, they were going to they like to go to Chick-fil-A or whatnot. And I didn't know that. So he says, "Oh yeah, we went to Chick-fil-A and they were open, but the dining room's not open." So he actually kind of he, he turned it into an action project. He's like, "Look, we want to get out of this stuff. We got to start, taking it back." And so I guess it's not actually an action project, but but I don't think that there's a dialogue between there's not exactly a dialogue, I think, between these managers, and I think they're just doing what they're told. And I think, maybe if they started to hear from we the people, I think things you might move a few needles on that. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm issuing you guys that challenge, or I'm saying, hey, that's your action project. But maybe I don't know. I'm not even sure what the conclusion was on his attempt. It might have worked. Some people are very convincing. You can be. There's a way to be assertive, I imagine, without being pushy. I mean, I know both extremes of that. Not not by my own deliveries, but I've seen. I know. I think I know the extreme, and I know what's in the middle is usually a little bit too mushy, and it's not quite effective. But yes, I want to thank you guys once again so much for coming in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. So I'm going to start out with just some commentary, and these are just going to be some, FYI, food for thought, whatever you want to call it. It's relevant to you. It's going to be specifically speaking to some things that are happening on the left coast, and some things to watch or whatnot, and some things that I've kind of looped before. So we'll just chalk this one up to some commentary. All right, so let's just get going here with the commentary, and I do have a few pieces for you. And so on the commentary, we have looks like everybody's heard by now about, of course, Newsom, and his current status, and the qualification, the quals on the recall, and which I think that's going to be nothing short of a miracle if that is successful. But I have lots of friends that they really want to see. They really, yeah, they're motivated. They are, but it's like a 3 to 1. You're outnumbered 3 to 1. So if you're able to do that, if you're able to move it, I'm not sure, how much, where you're going to be. If you're going to be, how much better off can you be with that kind of lead there on the opposite side. However, I do believe that there is a guy. I think he's ex-Navy, ex-military, and I think his name is Daniel Mercury. I think Daniel Mercury is actually he's actually running for the governor slot as well, and I think he's probably the most. I mean, he's got a good looking resume. If you want to look, I mean, he's got a website. Actually, in fact, I saw an interview with him on another YouTuber over the weekend, I believe. But his name is Daniel Mercury. Daniel Mercury is running, and of course, I think we have the ex San Diego mayor Faulkner. Kevin Faulkner is running again, which Kevin has run previously and did not win. Um, and yeah, so but then here's the other thing is that the kind of the fallacy, and the media is hyping it up. They're trying to make it seem like, oh well, it's Republicans, and most Republican efforts to get or Trumpers that are trying to get Newsom out, and I'm not convinced that's it. They've got to play it up. They've got to play it up that it's so only Trump supporters could want him, and I think that's megalomania. But that's the narrative, and they're kind of feeding into it that that it's not that they're playing up two people, I think, in terms of this election. But however, this I do believe this election is going to take place in November, so there's going to be all kinds of circus games and shenanigans. Okay, shenanigans going on. um in the meantime, and in the meantime, just to clear it up, it's not California is not roaring back. All of a sudden there's a surplus and all this stuff in the headlines. What surplus? I mean, we were in the red not too long ago, right? Like tune of 52, what is it, $billion or something. We were in the red not too long ago. All of a sudden, you got money to do stimulus and legal stimulus and money for, dependents, da 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 da. So it's that kind of a bit. So that's that. But then of course, it's going to bring me to my first piece. Of course, you guys know I've told you that due to reports, that the herd immunity is not going to quite happen, nor is the supply, I mean, the demand for the mocktail is where they need it to be. So you know what they have to do? They have to do an entire campaign, whole campaigns. And I've got a site for you right now that I'm going to share with you. Hello, Callie. Callie Unknown says, lol, CAA got some more loan shark money from. There you go. There you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get some freedom items for yourself. I think it's going to be nationwide, so not to fear. I've been talking quite a bit about, the left coast, and but maybe I can help you guys get some things you might be interested in. If you're going that route, you'll be able to. You might be interested. So we're going to go over to Thrillist, to the Thrillist.com. So I might, see what we can get you. Hope you're hungry. It's got lots of bits for you. So we'll start out with this one. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And as always, you haven't had an opportunity to hit that like button, it would be greatly appreciated. Help keep things going along here, because sometimes the needle moves and sometimes it doesn't around here. But I want to thank you guys, and we're going to go ahead and kick things off. But let's get your mood. Let's switch your mood just for a second so I can show you where you can get your free food and other perks with your mocktail card. Okay. All right, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take you over to the Thrillist.com, and there you'll be able to maybe you'll find something that you like over there. Okay. All right, and once again, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And as always, I'm going to give you full scale so that you can take advantage of these great deals. I don't know. I'm going to go old school just for a second. I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, we used to be able to take our report card to McDonald's. We used to be able to take our report card to McDonald's. And I don't know if you had A, on a roll, or A on a roll, or A, B on a roll. You could either get, I guess, I don't remember, you could get a hamburger, a regular hamburger, or a cheeseburger, or you could get an order of fries. So, I don't know. I don't know if they do those things anymore. Don't know. But if you don't have your report card, you might have your mocktail card. Now, here you go. I'm just trying to get you what's out there if you're into this kind of a bit. Okay, according to this from the Thrillist.com, everywhere you can get free food and other perks with your mocktail card. You shouldn't need free stuff to get mocktailed, but it's there if you want it. So here it is. But how about you shouldn't need to get mocktailed in order to get free stuff? How about that? Even if you don't want it. Okay, so this is penned by Dustin Nelson. Okay, it's just not too long ago. So let's just get in. Let's do the bun and lettuce on this. Okay, fill in where available. Okay, according to this, nabbing a free snack for doing what you were doing anyhow is the best kind of promotion. There are a whole lot of companies doing just that, offering you free food and other perks for showing proof that you were fully mocktailed. You can wind up with some free beer from Sam Adams, a donut from Krispy Kreme, or a hot dog from Nathan's, among other treats, just for getting your mocktail. I know. I'm sorry I sound so excited about this, but trust me, it's not why you think. It's not what you think. Free food for mocktailed individuals. Individuals. Krispy Kreme. Okay. Here's the deal. If you got the mocktail, Krispy Kreme will give you a free donut every day for the rest of the year. When? It says through December 31st. White Castle, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think White Castle is back east, Midwest. Let me get it right. Midwest. I want to say maybe was it Michigan? Was it East Lansing? Maybe. Okay, but don't take my word for it. But I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure the White Castle is back east. I think it's Midwest. I think it is. Yeah. So White Castle. So you can get. I don't know. The deal here is you can get an original fast food chain celebratory cake. Oh my God. They give you a celebratory cake on a stick in one of four, count them, four flavors: butter cake, fudge dip brownie, fudge dip cheesecake on a stick, or birthday cake for free by showing proof that you've been mocktailed through May 31st. So hurry up, hurry on out there because May 31st is around the corner. You don't want to miss that cake on a stick. You don't. Yeah. Hey. All right, guys. I know I sound a little bit, I don't know, I'm being a salesperson right now. All right. So once we get you through that, you're not even getting the little hamburgers. Now, I'm going to tell you that's disappointing, okay? That's disappointing. I thought maybe they'd say, "Hey, you get one White Castle little burger." I used to like the little burgers when I was a kid. Even when I wasn't a kid, I liked those little square burgers. Only, drawback or the downside is that the bun would be all soggy because they steam the bun and the whole thing together in it, and it just ends up being a wet little soggy mess. But I don't know. It was fun. All right, let's move on here. Sorry, I'm taking a little bit of time, but rarely ever do I get to tell you about something free. And you know, it's a party, right? All right. Sam Adams, the deal, the first 10,000 people to show 10,000 now. You might need to be waiting. It's going to be a line. Actually, this one's already done, so too bad. I'll read that one. Sam Adams, you can't get the Sam Adams, folks. You can't get it. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on. Let's see, what do they have? But actually, Budweiser is done as well. So no, you've got 4 days to get the Sam Adams. Okay, the deal is if you've been mocktailed, you can get a free round of beer from Budweiser. Here's how you can get in on the freebie. When? Until May 16th or until all prizes have been awarded. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. And you keep going on here. So good. The deal. If you got your mocktail, they'll give you a shot. If you got your shot, they'll give you a shot of their probiotic juice shots. Fill out this form and you'll get a rebate to get one at the grocery store. This is when it's ongoing. So looks like your juice is going to stand up. It's going to last you a little bit longer. Your probiotic juice. And look, I haven't even gotten to the herbal stuff. Other perks, up, down, the chain bars with arcade games. Okay, I'm not going to read all this stuff, but there's some that are funnier than others. I tell you, one that takes the cake is the local deals for the mocktailed individuals. All right, so this is in Michigan, okay? The Greenhouse of Walled Lake, Michigan. The deal. The Pots for Shots program will give you a free baked pre-rolled joint when you show your mocktail card. I'm sorry to say, guys, but that's already expired. At this point, you're an anti-vaxxer. Sorry, you can't get the roll up. You can't get rolled up. All right, but it's just, I don't mean to make. Am I not needing to make light of this? It's just kind of funny. It's just, this is an entire campaign. So I thought, well, at least I'll see what's on the list for people that might be interested. I'll put it in the link for you. So let's see. I guess it would have been helpful if I had made sure I just only went through the ones that were valid, because some of them have already passed. So In New York, Junior's Restaurant, you can snag a cupcake-sized version of the shop's beloved cheesecake if you flash your mocktail record at the Flatbush Avenue location, and that's through the 31st. So I just want you to see the hysteria, the mania. I mean, I think they had a mocktail live concert with a bunch of, the Hollywood magicians. Okay. And let me just roll through here. But I think, I think that might be the most. You guys can go through this yourself. Nathan's famous. A lot, I guess some of the most, I don't know, inspiring things. Maybe those are past for you. Maybe you can figure it out. But there's the Mint Dispensary in Phoenix. Anybody here from Phoenix, Arizona? A local ABC affiliate says that Mint Dispensary is offering free weed edibles. Okay, so there you go. Free weed edibles. If you show you've been mocktailed, it's worth calling ahead to make sure that the deal is still offered before you show up. But then it turns around and says when ongoing. Maybe they should make sure they have their inventory, available. But that's why I think the demand is. They probably have X amount to see how many fish are biting. Not enough fish are biting. You got to call. Let's see. Maybe I think they're probably at a plateau right now. Let me read some comments here before I finish those out. Are you guys biting yet? Okay. Callie Unknown says, lol, CA got, okay, I think I got that one already. Okay. CA, Callie Unknown says, I love the cannabis and plaster next to this article. Go natural. Oh, and Callie Unknown says, no Jabberwocky. And Anarchy, yes. Hello, Anarchy Television. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting. He says it's funny that they have to bribe people just to get this thing. That's a little interesting. It's a little unprecedented, right? And Callie Unknown says this is worse than the cigarettes advertised to kids narrative. All right. And Anarchy also says, have you ever noticed that all the foods that are actually healthy for you don't have commercials? Very interesting. And in fact, it's interesting you say that because I was just looking at this list, which we're almost done with. This is not news, but it's just I put it in there with the propaganda. When you got your eateries, your recognizable eateries co-signing on this thing, it's kind of propaganda-ish. You're gonna get your mouth watering, with a cake on a stick, a bundt cake on a stick, or whatever. Or a cupcake size Junior's cheesecake out of, New York. I've never been to that place. I don't do cheesecake as a Junior's restaurant, so it wouldn't interest me. I don't do any of these things. So yeah, but I think that one is still, they're, New York people. I'm surprised they're not busting at the seams to do this thing. However, Nathan's famous. The deal. You come in the same day as your second mocktail. Wow. Look at this. They're showing you how soon you can get it. Come in on the same day as your second mocktail. And the location in Coney Island will give you a free hot dog. A free hot dog. It says ongoing. Now, I assume that the ones that are ongoing, those are the ones that are just going to go on ad infinitum or until, I don't know. The Market Garden, first 2021 mocktail people sign up at the link can grab a Market Garden beer for 10 cents. When? Until 2021 have claimed, that doesn't make sense. 2021 have claimed the deal. So I don't know. 2021 is still not quite halfway done. So there you go. Okay, if you want more deals, and I'm gonna get off of this. Okay, if you want more food deals, it says here's our huge running list of all the free food you can get right now, as well as the best pizza deals, reward programs, birthday freebies, gift card offers, deals on food for kids, food delivery offers, and alcohol delivery deals you'll find. If you want a little more than, say, a free taco. We also have you covered with a long list of meals you can get at fast food chains under $5. You're welcome. Additionally, we put together a list of places offering free food to healthcare workers and first responders during the CV-19. Okay, so there you go. Are you guys, that's literally some food for thought for you. As they say here, you're welcome. Okay. All right. So now you guys are, now you're satiated because I gave you all that food for thought. So I'm going to move on to, I guess some adult things, adult theater, I guess. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I really appreciate it. Wait. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Do we have people in the house right now? Okay. And to your point, Anarchy Television, you notice that many of those restaurants that are giving away things, most of those places are not the exact healthiest. I think the probiotic juice, maybe that was the most healthy item in that entire list. If it's all about health, come on, give us some healthy, give people some healthy choices. Krispy Kreme, something fried and drizzled and glazed. I don't know if that'll be. I don't know if that's going to meet your health quals. I really don't. Not exactly. And cheesecake, don't think that's going to pass. So we're going to move right on here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And I think there is a chopper overhead right now. Anarchy Television says, "What next? Free lap dances at a strip club. If you show." Oh my gosh, Anarchy. Yeah, that's a rat. Now you're going down the rabbit hole. Who knows? Who knows what will they think of next? I don't know if I want to answer that. Let's not answer that. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move right on. We're gonna move right into. We're gonna start with. It looks like your favorite VP is making friends south of the border. According to this, out of the teaparty.org, the VP, Kamala Harris, storms out of the first meeting with Mexican president on border security. He accuses the big guy of creating coup. So we're going to go with that piece first. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. So I'm going to be sharing that screen with you. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And if you are experiencing a lag, let me know. Because it seems like I'm experiencing a lag. But we're going to go on to that story. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. Maybe what could I do? Give away like 100 calorie pack Oreos or something for the first person to come into my live stream. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't have anything juicy, like Jello shots, or I don't have any of that business. Sorry, but we're gonna go to the teaparty.org. All right, I really appreciate it. All right, so here we have. I'm gonna give you full scale on this, not to worry. We have looks like this is as close as she's come to the border, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that makes you guys happy. I don't know. But we'll find out here. Okay. So according to this, VP Kamala Harris storms out of the first meeting with the Mexican president on border security. He accuses Biden of creating coup. All right. The teaparty.org exclusive. When Donald Trump was president, he managed to have a very good working relationship with the Mexican president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. Unfortunately, now that Joe Biden is occupying the Oval Office, along with his minion Vice President Kamala Harris, we can all but kiss that awesome relationship goodbye. According to Gateway Pundit, Obrador actually assisted Trump in holding illegal aliens in his own country before they went to trial in the United States. Trump reciprocated by providing Obrador and his home country with a super strong border policy. All of that hard work was crumpled and tossed in the garbage can once the big guy took office. The southern border is practically wide open with a quote welcome mat, and Obrador is not at all happy with how the Biden administration is more or less lending a hand to cartels in Mexico with their awful immigration policies. In fact, Mexico's president is so upset he actually accused Biden and his administration of orchestrating a coup. During a recent meeting on the border security, Obrador said Vice President Harris actually got up and walked out, claiming she had, quote, other business, end quote. Harris is actually in charge of this border mess, and she got up and left a critical meeting that was necessary to coming up with a solution to this or to the border, to the crisis at the border. Quote, much has changed the attitude of the Mexican president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, towards the White House after the departure of the Donald Trump at his first major meeting with U.S. Vice President, who has recently assumed the task of solving the migration crisis at the border. The Mexican president has come accusing his northern neighbor of interventionist and financier of the coup plotters, to which he has added the rudeness of communicating to Kamala Harris that she was not going to stay for the entire meeting held virtually by the pandemic for other commitments. Even so, in the face to face, Lopez Obrador has said, quote, let's seek understanding, don't fight, end quote, ABC International said in a recent report. Quote, Mexico has sent a diplomatic note asking the United States to suspend funding for an anti-corruption group critical of the government. President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said on Friday, end quote. U.S. News reported adding, quote, Lopez Obrador said the formal protest was sent because of financial backing for Mexicans against corruption and impunity, a group that investigates political corruption. The president says the group is seeking to undermine his government, end quote. Quote, it's interference, it's interventionism, it's promoting coup plotters, said Lopez Obrador, describing funding that includes money from the U.S. Agency for International Development, commonly known as USAID or USAID, as an affront to Mexico's sovereignty, end quote, the report continued. Quote, that's why we're asking that the U.S. government clarifies this for us. A foreign government can't provide money to political groups, Obrador said. Obrador was later asked if he thought the United States was trying to have him removed from office. He said he didn't think that was the case. Man, leave it to Biden and Harris to take a good, solid relationship with our neighbors to the south and totally obliterate it within 6 months of taking over the White House. That is from your teaparty.org. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I really appreciate it. So there you're getting that. But I'm not sure what kind of. I'm not sure what kind of if I don't know. I would have to do some more research on the developments on the border because it just seems like we go from one thing to another. 1 minute you've got all these senators going down there, and then Cruz exposes them. You know the capacity in which is off the charts, and then Harris is yet to make it down. So I mean I didn't see any. What is it? If I'm not mistaken, they're not allowing press. So I guess that's why you won't know. You won't know. Yeah, because it's not going to be that. I guess that makes sense. It's not if they're not allowing press in, then you're not going to know when she goes there, and that's really sad. It's really sad. And to that end, to that character, to that figure, I'm going to say because I think there's a huge surge in crime nationwide. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We've kind of talked about that whole talking point on Biden and the crime in that '94 crime bill. Well, I'm going to tell you this: it's kind of like It's like right now I'm thinking, okay, he's like, they're like, yeah, let the kids play in the sandbox right now, because I think there's going to be a crime bill 2.0. And you want to know who I think the author of that is? This is my assertion, and you guys come here and you guys indulge me on that, and I want to thank you so much. I think VP Harris is going to be the author of the next one. Yeah, I mean, after all, I mean, she did have a nickname, something around like, or either maybe it was a covert nickname, alias. She was the top cop in California. So I'm thinking, yeah, you guys keep the keep the craziness up, and when she gets in, it's going to be who knows what type of legislation they're going to create. And I think it's going to be that's going to be a part of her legacy, which, yeah, they like legacies on that side of the they tend to fancy legacies. They're either the first or a victim, or or they're miserable, life is not good because they don't have everything they want or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of the logic, that it seems this is the problem with the victimhood and with people being, whatever, depressed or whatever. I find it, just because you don't have everything you want doesn't mean that life is not good. Just because you don't have everything you want doesn't mean that you're poor. Okay, I don't know where those lines got kind of mixed up. I don't know if they actually got mixed up. It's just, I just think people they want to have everything, and then when they can't get it, it's somebody else's fault. Inevitably, it's a much deeper issue. It's you know, but never mind that they're not doing everything that they can do. They're not doing everything they can do. They're just whining and complaining and kicking and screaming. I mean, I've known some people that were, they're I figured, yeah, these people have tons of money. They couldn't want for anything. But I don't know if I know anybody like that. But it just seems to be everybody that can't have everything they want based on what they're living or what their budget allows. Everybody's oppressed. And like I told you, I think this stuff comes from I think this kind of mindset comes from the leftists and the Frankfurt schools and the sociology departments, in which there are no conservatives and there are no, to me, very few logical persons or professors on those in those departments. And they've successfully made the United States a miserable place, because people are not. It's not about being thankful for what you have. Instead, it's about being oppressed about what you don't have. That's what it is. Yeah, like, you're oppressed because you don't have everything that you want or that you think you should have. And even the wants versus the needs, I notice, are a little bit hairy. If depending on who you're talking to. Most kids, they can't really define that. If you ask them, if you ask them, is that a want or a need? And I'm not sure. I think they're going to go for the want. They're always going to say want. And if you say why do you want this? You know, I'll say it's more of no matter what they say, okay, that sounds like a want to me, but you said it's a need, but you can't explain it. You really can't explain it. So I don't know. People have rationalized their, they've figured out a way to rationalize things, and that's all they need to do. And then that's what you get. So yeah, sorry about the digression there, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. And Callie Unknown says USAID is very bad. And he also says, woo. All right, I got it. And Callie Unknown says, yep, people's priorities got screwed up. You can't make some of this stuff, you can't really make it up. I mean, you can, but this is, they're doing it better with what they're doing. They're doing a good job with it. So yeah, so that's one of our pieces. So I'm going to move us on to the next one, and we're just going to do a little bit of a Twitch on a roll really quickly, and I will be right back. I hope you guys are doing well out there on your Wednesday/Thursday, and I'll be right back. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn, and just another public service announcement. Um, oh, there's Anarchy. Oh, it's nice that you have your puppies around. Very nice. Thank you so much. And thank the puppies for coming in. um, so yeah, so we've got another story. This things are going on with the police, and looks like we have a police officer that's fighting back. And yeah, we're gonna have a look at that. And it's out of Nevada. It looks like social media. Social media has totally has been used to disarm these cops, I guess, for the lack of a better word. There, I said. All right, so I'm going to give you the full scale here, according to this, out of the policemag.org. Policemag.com, sorry, not org. I should know better. All right, policemag.com, from their point of law, the Nevada officer sues agency after he was suspended over tweets. Okay. Sparks, Nevada police officer George Forbush is suing the city of Sparks and 3 individual city staff members for $1 million in alleged damages related to being placed on administrative leave and suspended without pay last year. Forbush was placed on administrative leave by the city on August 18, 2020 for social media posts threatening members of the BLM movement. His lawsuit argues the disciplinary action violated his First Amendment rights. Under the Twitter handle at Punisher8205, Forbush tweeted, quote, "I'm going to build a couple AR pistols just for BLM Antifa or active shooters who cross my path and can't maintain social distancing," end quote. The Reno Gazette Journal reports. After reviewing more than 700 Twitter posts by Forbush following leave, the city decided to suspend Forbush for 4 days without pay on December 4th, according to the lawsuit. The suspension term was chosen by the city as 1 day for each of 4 posts they found worthy of discipline. Okay, so I think that this situation, the thing about it is, I really don't, unfortunately, I don't think BLM is going anywhere. I think this is just more of the neutralize the opposition. And even in that, dare I say, you might even have some people, some cops that are BLM. If I'm not mistaken, that might be a real possibility. I just don't remember where I'm getting that impression from exactly. But however, yeah, so there's all kinds of stories that I'm hearing about police officers, the fatalities, just that last situation. I don't remember the girl, the one who did the podcast. What is it? Beauvais? Beauvais? Yeah, Beauvais. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure where she is, but that's still relatively new. But yes, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But there just seems to be quite a few officers. But Reno is a very small town, very small town, and yeah, yeah. So actually, I think that's looking like the that's looking like the bulk of what I was sharing with you on this evening. I think it is, but yeah, but no less. There are lots of things going on. Of course, lots of things going on. I'm not sure what's going on in Maricopa. I might be able to stream something for you that's coming out of California. Maybe on Friday, I might be able to stream something for you live on Friday from like one of these election integrity project deals. So I don't if I can, I'll bring it to you. I will certainly bring it to you if I can. And yeah, I'll make a posting about it if I can. So if you can get in to see that. But you see that there's several of these other states they're going through audits on some levels, maybe four states or something. I'm not sure. I think they keep the distractions going so that people are really not paying attention to, they're not paying attention to it. But of course the media is doing a great job at doing what they do, and spreading lies and propaganda about what's happening and why anybody would challenge anything. Why can you imagine why anybody would challenge anything? I know, but I tell you, the last thing that I shared was the DOJ's intervention, and in that situation, and it looks like we had Secretary of State's Hobbs. We had some footage on her, so we'll see. I mean, like I said, these news cycles are so fast. Everything goes really quickly. So again, I hope you guys are doing well out there. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna probably go through. I'll probably run some infomercials. If you guys have anything you'd like to contribute, of course, put it in the stream here. I know we were here late last night. I don't want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to read a comment here. Comment from Callie Unknown, who says, I would sue too. The suspension may have also gone against his union agreement, also. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the summer is going to be a dangerous summer. I really do. And there again, I don't mean to be Debbie Downer or negative Nelly, but we're already seeing these freedom zones and sovereign zones and free state zones and people creating, whatever. I mean, who knows these autonomous zones, which the thing about autonomous is it's like people that really get into that language that they inherit from the elite. They say they have no idea. Everything they say is the opposite of what they use. I don't know if it's intentional or if it's deliberate, or they're just not that, you know, they're just a little off. They don't even care. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't care that they don't know what the term that they're using. Because I think those autonomous zones last year were anything but autonomous. In fact, they had an entire shopping list outside of, what was it, the Chaz zone, if I'm not mistaken. And then they had gates and they had borders and every. So okay, you guys really are walking contradictions, and I won't. I'm not even going to try to keep up. I'm not. Let's see. Callie Unknown says they just got no clue, lol. Yeah, because what was it, out of was it Portland, or no, was it Seattle, where they were, was it Jenny Durkin? Was it Jenny Durkin? I think Jenny Durkin was the mayor, and I think Carmen Best was the police chief there. And they had, oh, it was the summer of love. But don't worry, black people are still getting, a black person got killed. And that was okay, that's your qualifying. That's your qualifying. That's how you qualify the summer of love, is you, as long as you can. And that's why when she ended up, retiring, I'm like, okay, why would I be sappy about her? She wasn't leading. She wasn't leading by example. She wasn't leading by strength. So what in the hell are you guys actually, what are you guys sympathizing with her for? I just, it just drives me crazy sometimes. It drives me crazy to see where people can come up with empathy for people that don't do their jobs, if they don't serve the people. If you're not serving everybody, you're not doing your job. Yeah, you're not doing your job. So, yeah, it's sad. It was Lawrence. I can't think of the his last name was Junior Lawrence, something Lawrence Junior. His son was a disabled or a special needs adult, and he ended up getting murdered. And nobody called him except for Trump managed to call him. But I don't think he got any calls from Durkin or even the police chief. But she sure as heck used his death as a shield from the media. She used his death as a shield from the media. You know, she had to make that point because they were really giving her a lot of, giving her a hard time about what was actually going on there. And I'm telling you guys, I think this summer is going to be like none other, because can you imagine? This has got to be some historical precedence for even what's going down at the border, because the minute they say the press can't come in, can you imagine what else they won't cover? Can you imagine what else they're being told not to do, that they're not being allowed to do? Because there's a record of it. If it gets out, um, I remember hearing Cruz talk about that today. I mean, I watch the political theater. I do, but that's just what it is. I mean, of course, I thought, I thought that Rand Paul, of course, he was impressive as ever with, I gave him best actor or best performance versus, Fauci. But I don't, at this point, exposing somebody it's just not enough. There's nobody, these people are not honoring any kind of rules of engagement. They're just literally, I guess they think they just need to show something. They need to show some emotion, and that's what the people, that's what we get. We get a performance from them. We get their actors. We got a lot of bad actors. We got actors in Congress. We got actors on the media. Do we have anybody? Is there anybody that actually does their job or stay in their lane of their domain of competence? Do we have that? I'm just asking. Is there anything that has anything to do with what it actually has to do with? That's probably not very clear. It's like, this being a congressperson, new or old, does any of that have anything to do with serving or making sure you're meeting the needs of people or even your constituents? Does anything have anything to do with what actually goes on? I doubt it. I'm doubting it more and more. Is it entertaining? If somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I really like to watch so and so. They're really entertaining." Well, it's not enough to be entertaining. I mean, do they think we're going to survive all these things? All these disruptions? Some of these disruptions in our lives are not just merely disruptions. And people have lost their lives, they've lost their livelihoods, they've lost their lots, they've lost their ability to create that, to recover that, especially with the way the economy is going. So exposing people, doing political theater, I'm not impressed with any of that at this point. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's actually quite frustrating. But yeah, there's only so I will tell you, I will say I have been a little bit on a diet, a political theater diet. I don't do nearly as much. I don't even Nancy Pelosi's press conferences. I don't even do those on Thursdays anymore. anymore. I don't. Yeah, because I'll tell you, I will say, that I think they were losing me back when they were doing those 2:30 hearings. And I think everybody was waiting with bated breath because this, of course, was long before, you know, they were kind of like tiptoeing around, messing around with Trump's tweets. And then eventually, he was poof, he was gone. I remember, was it? I think her name's Marsha. She's from Tennessee or something. I remember her talking about Dorsey's appearance and all of these things. I'm like, who cares? We all know he's not. He doesn't look like a golden boy. Okay, he's not clean cut. Okay, but get to the point. What are you actually doing about it? You're not doing anything. And so yeah, I just cannot. I have to take that in small dosages nowadays. I'd rather, you know, it's a big community out there. Ooh, that's right on. Right on Anarchy Television. He says government has made itself a legal mafia. Yes, I mean I literally think these people think that the laws were made. I would imagine that we've got a pretty big percentage of Congress that are actually lawyers. So I would imagine they think that the law was written for their own manipulation. They can manipulate those laws and create enough loopholes, which that's why there is a book that I want to start, and it's about the cost it's I think it's entitled something like the law that ate the Constitution, and it's the civil rights one. Because I'm telling you, they're even with this Maricopa situation, they cited the 64, the civil rights law. And I'm thinking the thing about the Civil Rights Act, I think they can use that with so many situations. You can. They can manipulate, and what is it? They bend the law until just enough so that it doesn't break. But to me, it's basically broken because it's basically once you start to see that weakness in that between those the whatever it is, it's already broken. So technically it is actually broken, but they manipulate things as if those laws were written. Not only are they writing them, they're the authors of the laws, so they know where the cracks are. They already know. They know where they can break these things. They know their leverage, for the lack of a better word. So yeah, that is yeah. Let me read a comment here from Cali Unknown. Cali Unknown says, I think you're right. None of their civil service is civil or serve. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was saying. What was I talking about? I remember last year when what was it, MTG, and of course, there were a lot of people that were running. Of course, the squad was recruited by the Sunrise Movement, and of course, probably some other. New York is an absolute. That's a globalist haven to me. That's the globalist sanctuary city. I believe it is without a doubt. You had a UN chapter there. I think even the American Communist Association was there. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I remember when MTG and some of these people were running, and like all the people that ran for all the conservatives that ran, most of those people did not. They weren't even close. But then, how can you trust those results? I'm just thinking, if we really start looking at results and data, can we, if we start questioning one data on something really significant, then doesn't it kind of make you think about things that prior to that? Like, can we really trust that? Trust that data? But I'm just telling you, I just don't think that these representatives are doing anything. I really don't. And I don't think they're going to do anything. They've got you focused on Liz Cheney and people putting gas in plastic bags and say they're wearing people down is what they're doing. What is it? Order out of chaos. They're wearing people down. They really are. If they can't wear you down with the chaos, they're going to fatten you up with a Krispy Kreme donut every day for the rest of your life. Let's just. All right, guys, let me just read this comment here. Anarchy says, I wish I knew how to code so I could make an AI that would study every bit of the law and find out the loopholes for me. Yeah, but what was that book that I had? It's on tyranny. It was yeah, it was a book on tyranny. It talks about it was like 10, there's like 10 things in there. And I think we've seen just about every single one of them, every single example that's discussed in there, that's discussed in that book. In at least the first 5 chapters, we've seen what is it, because eventually, they did, I think they have kind of broken people because what is it? What do we call it? The obedience, the voluntary obedience, or the they don't know they know what's possible now. They probably the compliance that they've had, participatory obedience. If you'd be amazed at how people will participate in tyranny. And I think that's on a historical context. That's out of that's a precedent, like a 1930s Germany kind of a bit. Like, can you imagine people helping out, the Nazis or whatnot? They did things once they saw what the people would go in and do things, or people would rat people out, or, it was like, it's easy to take this. These people are ripe for the taking. Let's just go on and do it. This is easier than we thought. They're making this too easy. So yeah, just for people that are new around here, every now and then I'll pull out the On Tyranny. I think it's Tim Snyder. Tim Snyder, I believe. I'll pull it out every now and then. And I swear we've got at least 4 examples. We've got at least 4 examples that came out of that book. And sometimes I would open up with something out of it. But at that time, I don't think people really, I think some people were paying attention and some were not so much. But certainly, I think that book is it's right on the spot. So yeah, that's, yeah. And then I think, I'm going to be honest, I think one of the most powerful tools, or one of the most undermining tools, would be under the First Amendment, because I think even in the 1930s Germany, in the Nazi Germany area, I think that's where the biggest manipulations and the biggest, deceptions were. They're found in the language. I've talked about, there's another book that I have, and it's Orwell's, on the politics in the English language. Just, it's like basically they're trained trained to talk to us like we're children. And if you're not paying attention, I say everything's fine. But some people think everything's fine. They're like, oh yeah, all that stuff happened last year. Now we're moving right along. Like, where the hell are we moving? We're not moving. We're moving, but we're not moving right along. I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, and this has, I tell you, sometimes I really want to lay into some of these senior citizens. You guys are really, I think you guys failed this generation. You guys failed the 2 generations after you, because you guys didn't stand up for anything. You just go along with all the controlled opposition, and you go along with all the social engineering. You guys went along with everything that has contributed to where we are right now. And if I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm going on a tangent right now. I'm sorry about this, guys. I am going to wrap this up. I'm probably going to do a couple of infomercials, and I'm going to come in and do a salute to you guys and wish you a great rest of your evening / Thursday. Let's see. Callie Unknown says, yep, they want us to throw our hands up and say, oh, well, never going to happen in my sector. LOL. Predem, how are you? How are you, Predem? Thank you guys so much. I'm going to do a couple of infomercials and I'll be right back. It won't be long. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be right back. Hey guys, it's Black Spring with Autumn here. And if you'd like to help us out with our AI and dissemination of the stream campaign, please hit that like, unlike, dare to throw caution to the wind by sharing, or just making sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. And I want to thank you for your ultimate and baseline level support here on Black Spring with Autumn. And we'll be right back right after this. All right, guys, and for my final trick, I should have given you guys the number 1, 2, and 3 first. So I got the number 3 reason for the recall of Newsom. Okay. All right. And this is from kingnewsom.com. It says the recall reason 6 million California students haven't been able to go to school to learn in person under Governor Newsom's school lockdowns. Governor Newsom wanted to sound sympathetic by saying, quote, I have 4 young kids myself. I've been living through Zoom school and all the challenges related to it, end quote. But the truth is, Governor Newsom's kids are in private school and have been going to school for in-person learning since the fall. So, yeah, that didn't quite work, okay? That didn't quite work out, you know? He's gotten busted so many times, you know? He's been busted quite Yeah, I know. I skipped reasons 2 and 1. I know, but listen, there's 10 of them. So just don't worry. We'll keep up with the 10. The next 7. So yeah, but this is yeah, so there's tons of reasons why. There's a laundry list, not a French laundry list of reasons to get rid of them. And Callie Unknown says so many times. That's so many times. I love that. And okay. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And I hope I did not disturb your Wednesday evening / Thursday morning too much. Yeah. Like I said, I don't have a free donut or anything to offer you, or I don't, unlike the people that are offering flash your card and your mocktail card. I don't have like 300-calorie packs, Oreos or anything for you when you come in, for your bravery or whatnot. But yeah, but I just want to say hi and salute to everybody in the stream, and we're going to be out of here. Okay, let's see. Where's my little list? Okay, and thank you once again, Old School Wolf. Good night to you. Thank you so much. And Anarchy Television, I thank you so much for all your support and all that you do and your content. I really appreciate it. As I tell you guys all the time, it's not a growth stream, but we support each other around here as much as we can. And I always encourage you guys to have a look at your mingle with your friends in the chat room, because you never know, you might run into a kindred spirit. You never know. Callie Unknown, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if I have that hearing for you guys on Friday, I will certainly put it up. I will certainly stream it for you. Or worst case, if I get it, if I can record it, I'll try to do it for you. But I think it's gonna be live. Okay, and Freedom, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And let's see. And the voyeurs out there, I appreciate you guys as well. As I say, if you're not sure if you're coming in, or it's good. You have choices. Really appreciate it. I'm looking a little bit laggy right now, but I will fix that right up. Callie Unknown, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in. So yeah, um, actually, I have a really great article, and I almost want to share it, but it's actually a newspaper clipping. It's probably about 20 years old. I have a 20-year-old article with the newspaper clipping included of Minister Fauci. I have that. I may save it for later, but Pre-Dem says still not getting a notification. I don't think they're doing I'm not sure what they're doing anymore, but I will say if you make sure that you hit the like button as well as that subscribe, hit the bell on those notifications. And sometimes you have to you can unsubscribe, I think, and you can somehow kind of recycle their algorithm, if you will. You can recycle it. I mean, just for kicks and giggles. In fact, I might have to add that to my service announcement and say, hey, everybody, go ahead and unsubscribe. And then go ahead and unsubscribe and subscribe right back again, and then hit the bell notification. It's almost like maybe that's a necessary evil that we do. We go through a lot of things around here, because I think they will totally unsubscribe you from people's pages. So try doing that. Try going out, unsubscribing, resubscribing, and then hit that notification button. And sometimes what I have to do is I literally, if I haven't seen anybody for a day or so, I will literally go right onto their page, because to me it's a level of the shadow ban that they do. So yeah, give that a try. Let me know how that works. I need to get that newsletter out, because that way I could communicate, directly with you guys. I still might do that, because that way you'll know. I can try to come up with a more consistent schedule. If I have a consistent schedule, I can tell you exactly what days I'm going to stream on. And that way I can blast everybody the dates and times. Callie Unknown says, I've been totally unsubbed from channels. Yeah. And it's rough. You have to keep going in and seeing who they've unsubscribed you from. But yeah, but I appreciate it. And you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday/Thursday, and we'll see what happens. I don't know what we'll see about tomorrow. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's always something not going on out there. I really appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. And by the way, just FYI, I am on Twitter. I took the plunge. We'll see. I don't know if I like what's going on. I like what's going on. I like to see the interactions between other people on Twitter. But I don't know if it's going to be a good place for me to be, or if I start putting things up there, will they push me off a cliff? I know Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, and I did attempt that, and I didn't last very long at all. So yeah, that's that. And thank you. And thank you so much again to Marcy T, Marcy T is our newest Patreon member. Thank you, Marcy T, if you're out there. Appreciate it. And thank you guys for Twitch. If you haven't joined us over on Twitch, we are going to keep the drive of Twitch up. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday/Thursday. right, guys. All right. Looks like I am still lagging there. Thank you so much, Callie Unknown. I really appreciate it. Which is totally throwing me off. But thank you. Let's see. And then I got another comment here. This is good night, Predem. I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow. Maybe we'll see what happens. I'll give you guys a heads up. All right.